Welcome to the Gin Club. I'm doing the intro because Mitch were too scared to do it. It's episode 2, somehow. Somehow got to episode 2, which is wild, and it's me, Callum, and...
Mitchy boy.
There we go. We almost had it in sync there.
I
There was
liked
only
that.
a slight delay.
I liked the delay.
We're like the fatter version of Ant and Dec.
Talk for yourself. That's not even real. It's speak for yourself.
Good work. Already stumbling. Everyone's turned off now. That's it. You see those massive 300 views? We were a YouTube star before you just spoke then. 300 views we had on last one. That's it. They're turning off, shutting it down. It's not
Gone.
happening anymore.
Gone.
What are you drinking then? Since it's a gin club.
I am on a gin called Aber Falls. It actually says the spirit of North Wales. It's a Welsh dry gin distilled in Wales. Oh, yeah.
That's good, that. Well, do you know what? You've got a Home Nation gin. And the one that I'm drinking is a Jawbox rhubarb and ginger gin liqueur. And it's made in Northern Ireland.
Oh, continental.
So now that we've branched the podcast out a little bit, so that we've got Welsh fans and Northern Irish fans.
I'm not drinking
like
it. I'm telling you now, I'm not drinking a Scottish gin.
No, that's not happening. I don't think they do them.
No, I don't either.
I think they'd be right offended if they had if someone went, "Oh, I'm Scottish and I'm making gin." They'd be like, "Get out!
What's gin?
What are you doing?" Do you know
What's
what I mean?
gin? What are you drinking it with today?
Right, I'm going to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
Okay. I went ham on the gin, and I thought I'm going to get a nice gin, and I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like, it cost me a fair bit, this one, and I thought I'll get this nice one in. But then because I'd already spent like 24 quid on this bottle of gin, I thought I can't really afford mixers, so I'll just drink it whatever's at home. So I'm drinking it with apple juice. So I'm having gin and apple juice.
Sipping on gin and juice, you might say.
Yeah, but do you know what? Apple, rhubarb, ginger, that sounds all right to me.
Yeah,
So
it's all right.
I'll be all right.
Have you tasted it yet?
I had a little sip there, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. It tastes like gone off apples. That's what the drink now tastes like.
Oh,
I'm
brilliant.
still going to drink it.
Yeah.
But what are you drinking yours with?
Mine is with Indian tonic water.
You've gone all out.
I've gone
You
all
have
out,
gone
mate.
absolutely all out.
Mate, I'm a gin connoisseur now. We don't drink it with lemonade or any of that juice shit. We have it with tonic water.
So I like the fact that you've got it from Wales, because I think Wales is my favourite place to go on holiday, you know.
Why Wales?
I don't know, because it is Wales is basically a big Yorkshire.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's pretty much the same as Yorkshire, apart from there's a couple of mountains lying around. But the only thing I don't like about Wales, so I went hill climbing or whatever, like climbing up Snowdon. The only thing I don't like is when you get to the top and you feel like you've achieved something, because obviously you're shrugging all the way up, you're feeling like shit, you're just dying. You get to the top and you think, right, I've made it to the top. Thank you. You open doors to the cafe that they've built on the top, which is a brilliant idea, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Open the doors, walk in. There's 20 Stone Margaret having a cream tea because she's got the train up the side of the mountain. That's cheating. You shouldn't be able to do that. That's not fair. So then I have to wait in queue behind all these fatties because they've took a train. And I don't think that's right. Same as Sherpas. I think Sherpas is cheating as well when you go up Everest. They know the routes. They know how to walk. Do you know what I mean? So they're kind of just going, "Oh, just follow me." You're basically just doing a conga line up a mountain.
It's cheating,
You're
really.
not really doing it, are you? You're not really achieving it, I don't think. But yeah, I think it's, like I say, it's nice, but it does rain quite a lot. But
In Kent, near Wales.
no, so we found out that Kent is on the other side of where we thought, because we thought it was near Cornwall, didn't we? Like that area.
Yeah. Southwest.
It's not. It's very southeast.
Very, very, very southeast.
It's like on the arse of Great Britain. Do you know what I mean? Like if you would say Scotland was ahead, Wales is sort of like the gut and the arms.
Cornwall's feet, legs.
Cornwall's feet and legs. Yeah, and then you've got the arse of England is Kent. So again, I've probably offended a lot of people from Kent. All 12 of them that live there.
And they're
You know
all
what I mean?
all sisters and brothers.
All sisters and brothers, 7 toes and that.
Right, let's stop nailing Kent now. God.
No, do you know what? Actually, okay, I'm going to apologise about Kent because I said there were nothing there, and I said we're not known for anything. We did find that they had Kent tea,
Yeah.
but they also call it the Garden of England, right? Which at first I thought that's nice, but then the more I think about it, every time I go to Tesco and buy strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, bananas, all like that, never from Kent.
It never says grown in Kent, does it?
No, it's always in Spain.
Imported from Kent.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're that good of a garden, you can't be. You're just growing weeds. You're not the Garden of England. Because if you were the Garden of England, we wouldn't need to import stuff, would we? Do you know what I mean?
Although I don't know how big you think Kent is.
Well, I had a look on the map. She's got a big booty as the UK.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that listened to the previous podcast. With it being his first one, I think we've had an incredible response from it.
I think a lot of it were like my mum probably watching it 20
Yeah,
times.
like I've had it on.
Swore.
I've had it on for the past week on my computer, just playing.
I've got three laptops next to each other, just spam repeating it. Mum, look, I've made it. I'm not embarrassing.
I've made 20 different accounts on YouTube and subscribed them all to it.
It's good, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where have you been that's nice then on holiday? Because obviously I like Wales. I think that's probably the best place I've been.
You love Wales by the sounds of it.
Oh, I do. And do you know what? My mate Jake's going to be buzzing I've mentioned Wales. Putting Wales on the map.
My mate David's going to love that I'm drinking Welsh dry gin. Because he loves the gin and he's Welsh.
I reckon he probably makes it because there's not that many jobs in Wales. There's only one road.
In fact, it might say who makes it on back. Tell you, distilled by Damien. Bloody hell!
Why that?
Good work, mate. It's all right. Thought it tasted like balls.
So go on. Where's your favourite holiday place?
The favourite place I've ever visited was probably Rome.
Yeah.
Which actually, if you think about it, you're just going to see really old shit. Like,
yeah,
I got sick of seeing like pillars and bits of crumbled down wall. People looking at it going, bloody hell, look at that pillar there. Let's have a picture with that pillar. Little do they know, there's another 80 all along the street.
And yeah, and it's like men with half the faces missing and stuff like that, isn't it?
And the tail's out.
You'd think they'd repair it, wouldn't you? You'd think everyone's coming to Rome to look at how good this is. You won't have it half broken down. Do you know what I mean? You get a bit of polyfiller and you just make it look nice.
Yeah, just refurb it a little bit.
You won't have it fall into pieces. It's basically Bradford that's just a bit more battered up.
I don't know about that. Oh,
Here's a bold claim, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bold claim. It's like people coming to UK to go and look at Buckingham Palace and it's all crumbled to pieces. That won't happen.
Yeah, you just won't do it with
You're pretty much going to look at derelict buildings.
Yeah, you wouldn't see him going to look at Carpet-Rite buildings, or would you? Blockbusters. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this building. It used to have a Blockbusters in it.
No, but, you know, I'm taking piss out of it. But it probably is one of my favourite places that I've ever been.
Where were your best place?
Definitely my best place. I love derelict buildings.
Fair.
Squatting.
Oh.
I love squatting in derelict buildings.
I feel like I do. I live in Wakey. It's all derelict. All of it's derelict around here. So I went on holiday to Corfu, right? And my wife's mum and dad paid for it, and I will thank them for that. You know what I mean? It were called the Corfu Palace. It was like the biggest place on the island. Now the problem is that they didn't have a menu for like what you wanted to eat. You basically just said what you wanted to eat, and they'd make whatever you want.
Well, that's posh.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem is that I took Freya, and she was 4 years old. So I'm eating this really swanky hotel, and all we're eating is bean and cheese toasties and sausage rolls. So there's the option of swordfish and all this sort of nice stuff, and it's like, well, can you do with pot of meat on toast, mate? I really feel like it. And to be fair to them, anytime you needed out, they were good with it. Having someone just cook whatever you want, I feel like that should be a restaurant idea.
It's an expensive restaurant idea, though, isn't it?
No, but do you know what I mean? You just put in your fridge and say like, right, here's instead of a list of a menu of all the food that you can buy. So say it says like lasagna and this and that. Just put a menu on the table and go, right, I've got potatoes, I've got lamb, I've got beans, I've got this, I've got that. You just put 4 ingredients into a box, and I'll just make whatever you want. Because then and then it's smart because they couldn't even complain if you cooked it. Because then if you cooked it and give them it and they went, oh, this is horrible. Well, you chose it. You chose the ingredients, not me. So there's no what I can do about it.
You know, like dinner time when you don't want out too big, like at your hotel, and you just asking chef, oh, will you just do as a pot noodle?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Fancy a Bombay bad boy, mate. Get it going. Get kettle on.
But you can just imagine like these, like the concierges or whatever, and they're in their all the suits, running down to the local spa to get a pot noodle for you because they don't have them in stock.
I want a pot noodle sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's top 3 things that you can eat. I think when you don't have anything in the house: pot noodle sandwich, cheese toasty, chicken dippers.
Quite like a crisp sandwich though.
A crisp sandwich, well, yeah, it does. You can't eat a crisp sandwich if it's not just normal scratter bread. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So you can't get like a bloomer or something like that.
No, I don't think I could eat a bloomer crisp sandwich.
Yeah. Tell you what, we've done well. We've not mentioned poo.
All right,
Moving on.
That's hard, isn't it?
Swiftly moving on.
That's rough. That's what people are tuning in for.
That was the ultimate content last time.
It's just a lot of fetish people that are listening to go, oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're talking about poo again.
They got no wonder his average listen time was 13 minutes. They got 13 minutes in, we stopped talking about it.
Oh. Talking of like listeners and that, my mum texted me.
Oh, go on.
Obviously, last episode I still had chub rub, still suffering with the affliction.
Still now?
No, it's gone. So she's texted me about that and said, glad that your chub rub's better.
Your mum has texted you saying, glad your chub rub is better.
Yeah. She's always looking out for my best interests. But she's texted me to say, I'll read it exactly because it's a double-edged sword, I think, this. You did well with the podcast. It was funny. I'll take that. Cheers, Mum. Do you know what I mean? Glad she's done that. See, I told you that you were a loser when you were a teenager and you thought I was just being mean. So you've done well with your podcast, but you're a loser. You're a fucking loser, kid. Do you know what I mean? When you were younger, I was disappointed in you. That's what that text reads to me.
That's pretty much what it says. Well done, but you're a shitbag.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Well done, but you're an embarrassment to the family.
You are a bit, though.
Great stuff. Well, I don't know. I've got my own family now, Anna, so...
Yeah, and you're still the embarrassment to that family as well.
Yeah, that is a good point. Well, I mean, so I've got... When I went to Freya's school, so I've got 3 warnings on my file from Freya's school. Right? So the first one, I turned up 10 minutes late. Bear in mind, for those that don't know, I am a manager, okay? That's my job role, a manager, right? And I walk in, and they go, right, you need to sit down. You need to sit down, Mr. Stevens, because we need to talk to you. And I'm sat there thinking, oh, has something gone wrong? Like, is something up with Freya or something? Obviously dropping her off. And they went, we need to document the fact that you've been late.
So you got doc chatted by a teacher?
Yeah, as a what were they then? 27-year-old man. But I sat there in like a proper childish way as well. I folded my arms like, I'm not signing it. Not signing it.
With bottom lip out?
Yeah, right, I'm not signing that.
Not doing it.
Take me to court. Do what you want. I'm not signing that. You can get real.
Get real.
And in my head, I was thinking, you sitting me down and writing this out, she's later now. You've made her 4 more minutes late. So that's not my problem now.
That's your fault.
I felt like I should have doc chatted them for it. Do you know what I mean?
You should have got that in writing.
Yeah, go. Actually, she's now 4 more minutes later, so let me just whip that in a doc chat for you, love. And then the other one, I were at a school play, so obviously go and watch school plays, and they're good. I quite enjoy kids plays because they're funny without meaning to be funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't realise, do they?
There's always one kid stood backwards or something. Do you know what I mean? One kid picking his nose. There's always like stuff going on that's better than the actual production.
Yeah, there's always a kid with red cheeks as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always one crying, like on the border of crying in corner because he's proper nervous. So yeah, I went and watched. I can't remember what they did because obviously the content didn't really matter. And it was the end, and I thought I'm not at work, so I'm going to help them out. I'm going to do the right thing because I've already been dock chatted for this lateness. So I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to help them put the chairs away. So it's just them chairs that they fold up like camping chairs almost.
Yeah.
So I'm putting them up, like folding them up, putting them on like there's like hooks on the wall that you put them on, right?
Yeah.
And this woman comes over, who's obviously another parent. She goes, "You're doing that wrong." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She went, "You're doing that wrong." "What do you mean I'm doing it wrong?" "Well, you're folding them the wrong way." I'm like, they go flat. How can it be wrong way if it literally just goes flat?
Yeah.
So like, you're an idiot. You're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Stop trying to tell me how to fold chairs. Anyway, the teacher comes over, and then she starts going, "Oh, Mr. Stevens, you need to calm down. Like, you need to stop getting so aggravated about folding chairs." So then I look like the bad guy, even though I was trying to help out. So I won't help out now.
No, don't help out.
Not doing it. I thought, you've proper landed me in it there. There's me trying to go out above and beyond community service, and you've literally stabbed me.
Community service.
Stabbed me in the back. What do you mean community service? Oh no, I don't mean like Forster.
Oh yeah. Just a funny way of putting it.
Yeah, well, I thought I was doing, you know what I mean, doing right in the community to help them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shouldn't have bothered. Waste of time.
Oh, I remember, so talking about school productions, you'll enjoy this one, Carl, you'll enjoy this. So, when I was in primary school, I was in the final year of primary school, and there used to be an after-school club. It was a drama club. So, year 5s and year 6s could be in the drama club. When I were in year 5, and they used to do it, end-of-year production.
Yeah.
And it'd be better than like Christmas play that Alt Reception used to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I were in year 5 watching end of year production from Drama Club, thinking, you know what, I fancy a bit of this. Year 6 signed up for after school Drama Club dinner. Finds out what the plays were going to do. We were doing The King and I. Oh, heavy stuff that in year 6. Bloody hell.
Yeah, rough.
So there were like auditions and stuff, you're going to drama club and stuff like that. You had to audition for parts. So I turns up for audition. Didn't truly know what I were auditioning for, because it was just like, you had to do some stuff, you had to sing and all that lot. And I ended up being King.
Brilliant.
From King and I went lead role. I was bloody year 6.
You were in the title.
I was the King, mate. The King.
Do you know what I mean?
King.
I can imagine you just swaggering on. Do you know what I mean?
Mate.
Hips going, arms on hips.
I've actually got it on DVD.
Brilliant.
I had to shave my head for the production, because obviously the King and I, he's got a bald head.
Yeah.
I had to sing on my own in front of audience, blow me neck.
That's rough.
That is rough. That I had to dance with a bird.
All right.
In King and I, they have a little dance. I had to do a bit of that, and then I had to die at end. Spoiler.
That's probably
Spoiler alert.
Probably should have put that before, right?
I had to die at end, and then I can't remember. I think it might have been my dad that were filming it. So when he filmed it and I died at end, he just zoomed in on me on stage, and I'm dead, but I've got my eyes open and I'm laughing. Oh, funny tale actually. So there were 3 nights of the production. Oh, apart from there were one for the entire school to watch as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, how old will we have been in year 6? You tell me, Cal. You know more about
8.
that stuff. 8?
8 or something?
No, it'd be more like 10, won't it? 1 year off high school.
I have got a child in school, and I have no idea the answer to that question.
That's why I asked you.
I know. Who knows?
So we'll spitball a little bit. 10, 11-year-old. So we're stood one at nights of production where obviously there's benches outside at stage, and that way you all go sit when you're not on stage.
Yeah.
And then there were my mate, William, my mate William, right? And his role in the play was my assistant. I can't remember what he was called. But he had to wear this gown and whatnot. And he gets up to go on stage. And his gown caught on the bench, right? It caught on the bench. And he had to... So he set off walking. Gown's caught on bench. He falls over. And his entire gown comes off. In front of the entire audience.
I bet your dad was zooming in on that.
That's a bit nonsense, but all right. And he's laid there absolutely, like, just in his underpants. Didn't have anything on underneath his bloody gown. Just laid there in his underpants next to stage.
Just getting that, like, rising heat that you get when you're thoroughly embarrassed.
I have no idea what he thought, what were going through his head, but I were howling. 10, 11-year-old and my mates laid up flat in his underpants in front of like 50 people. Brilliant.
But you do every time you fall, you do try and like do something, don't you, to like make it like it's less worse. So like slip on ice, I always try and do like jazz hands or something.
Right, yeah. So another funny story about falling. So exactly what you're on about. So when I was younger, out on a family walk, and I'm walking along this wall. And my mum and everyone will vouch for it that were there. My mum, my stepdad, sister, probably. I'm walking along this wall, and one of my feet missed the wall as I was stepping along it. So I cracked my left knee on the wall, and as I fell off, I did a roll, because obviously that was just the momentum. And as I did the roll, to try and make it look pretty cool, I pretended to shoot him as I were rolling.
Gun fingers.
Yeah. Got up, absolutely cried my eyes out. Brilliant.
It's funny, isn't it, when you're a kid, like the things that you get embarrassed about when you don't even like you look back and you think, I don't know why I'm embarrassed about that, but it's still like burned into your head.
Yeah, it's trivial, isn't it?
So like, I think one of my most embarrassing ones from school is I was fat in school. I'm not gonna lie.
Was?
Well, all right. Damn it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going keto next week. Shut up.
Oh, don't be like that.
So I think the worst one were whenever in goal, they'd always put me in goal. So I think it were a ploy that my mates did. Like, put Callum in goal. He's fat. Put him in goal because guaranteed those skin tight trousers that he's got on, they're gonna rip. And I think I went through in 1 year, probably went through 4 or 5 like trousers that had split from like where the top of your crotch is all the way around. It wasn't even like a tiny one. So they intentionally shoot like towards just shoot at me, but like underneath my legs. So I had to bend down to get the ball.
Yeah.
But looking back, I wouldn't be embarrassed about that now, I don't think.
No, you just go with it, wouldn't you? You probably rip them more.
Yeah, you just like, fair enough.
Yeah, it's done now.
What can you do? But I think when you're a kid, you always overthink things, don't you? And think, oh, like I sneezed once, and the snot went from out the top of my tip of my nose, spun round and stuck to the middle of my forehead. And it was in front of this girl that I really liked in school. And for literally 3 months, I couldn't look at her because I just thought. But then in my head, I was thinking, I bet I could never do that again. And I've probably tried a few times to try and get a bit of a whip on go. You know, when you've got flu.
Yeah.
I always try and sneeze and flip it up. Never done it before. After that, that was it. That was the one party piece that I had.
And you spent it.
And I spent it by being embarrassed about it and not celebrating it. And I should have been celebrating it. I should have thought that was absolutely magical. Do you know what I mean? I should have just grabbed her by hips and just laid a big smacker on her lips, you know what I mean? And be like, yeah, cool as fuck.
With it still on your forehead?
Yeah. No, what I should have done is flipped it onto her forehead.
Brilliant.
That'd have been the bond forever, the soul bond.
No, but you know, like we're saying, you wouldn't be embarrassed by it, but we definitely would be embarrassed by it still.
Oh, yeah. But I think it's sometimes a problem, in it, because obviously with Chub Rub, I weren't that embarrassed about it.
No, I think that's something different, though, isn't it? Has anything happened in the past couple of weeks that you want to talk about?
So obviously, I did go fishing. I don't want to take this turns into the fishing podcast. But I did go fishing.
Oh,
with
yeah,
my brother.
because you said that you were going that
Yeah.
weekend.
And I got up at 6 a.m. No, sorry, I got up at 5:30. He picked me up at 6. I was ready to go this time.
I can't say it. Begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly, yeah. How many gins have you had already? So anyway, we got there, and we wanted to get there at 6 so we could get on like the big lake. Do you know what I mean? Like, get on the big lake, get the big cart, have a good time.
Yeah,
apparently,
what did we call that lake?
I can't remember what it was called.
Oh, it was something naughty.
It wasn't the Froggy Pond or whatever it's called, the tiny one last time. But anyway, I didn't go on the big pond, the big showstopper pond.
You didn't?
No, because it was already absolutely rammed of people. The place opens at 6. We got there at 6:02, and it was rammed. All these people in camo, all sat round. And anyway, I ended up on like the smaller one, still a fair size. So I'm sat there getting set up, like, and these I just see like what can only be described as like holiday trolleys with these two fat, like, middle-aged men pushing this trolley with all this tackle on and everything. Like, they must have bought a shop, basically. They had so much stuff. And they're pushing it past me, and they're talking about, like, different species and stuff like that. And I have no clue. I'm saying to my brother, how do I tie a knot? Like, how do I tie this knot? Because I don't know what I'm doing here. So they're coming past. Anyway, they're talking about, like, time of day and depth of water and all this sort of stuff. They had a tool to measure how deep the water was, which I thought was pointless. You get a stick. Do you know what I mean? They had like a thing that they put in, and it said a number on the side, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's 2.5 foot deep." Just get a stick.
Was it a ruler?
It wasn't a ruler. No. And again, they should have just had a ruler. That's a good point. It wasn't. It was like an electronic thing, which was weird. But anyway, so they had like these bait boxes that were powered by electric to keep the bait like not dying. I've got maggots rolling all over the floor, rolling everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Someone plopping into water. Anyway, so I cast out. No idea what I'm doing. And I'm the first one to get one on. And they stood there with this. They had like a big pole, and they had like almost like a cup on end that they were tipping bait in and all this sort of stuff. And I had literally just gone, whoop, pinged it in. There we go, got one on, pulled it in. But I'd never caught a fish before, like a decent sized one. So my brother's trying to coach me from behind, and he's obviously like, "Go on, just bring it in as slowly, like turn its head and all this." And I'm just going out for leather. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just reeling, like it's coming. I'm gonna get it. But I thought that you had to like flip it onto the grass, if you get what I mean. So I didn't know that you had to net it in. I literally thought you just sort of like lifted it up and out with a rod.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind, I was the first person to have a fish on. So I've got the entire lake watching me, and they just see this fat, round-headed, bald, stupid idiot pull and just snap his line straight away out of water. Fish swims off.
Well, that wouldn't have happened if you got that $3,500 rod.
Do you know what I mean? Well, I was thinking that, but it was a good day. I think we're going to go again, but I don't know why.
Yeah, you've done it once. You've caught a fish.
I got a fish in. Like it were all right. But even then, I was still like, "Oh, can you unhook it, Kale? Because I can't do this. It's horrible.
I'm not touching that."
No, it stinks. I pulled one in, and it literally looked like it smelled. Do you know what I mean? I looked at it and I thought, "You stink. I am not going." Anyway, and he was like, "Oh, you call them stinkers? They're called bream or something." And you're like,
Yeah.
You don't touch them. And I was like, "What do I do with it then? Because I'm not touching it." So we had to come over and sort it out. But yeah, that was the fish in it. Were all right.
Beautiful experience.
Basically, I beat someone with like $3,000, well, probably more, $6,000 worth of equipment, using literally a pound world rod.
Yeah, because you couldn't buy from that shop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I couldn't show my face in there again. Again, embarrassment. Couldn't show my face again.
Embarrassment. So I'll tell you something that happened to me since the last podcast. So I was walking my dog. It was just getting dark, and we were walking through a field, and a badger ran at us in this field. I thought we were going to have to smack it in the head.
What, full-on pelted at you?
Honestly, mate, it was running towards us. Fortunately, obviously, I've got quite a big dog. She got on hind legs and started boxing it. No. No,
you were cowering behind her, weren't you?
Yeah. Get that badger.
You went into fetal position.
Yeah. No,
Have what you want, throw your wallet at it, keys, and phone.
Like it was
Take
bugging me.
Yeah, take it all. Go away. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it just ran at us, and it were a big one, you know.
They have got massive claws, haven't
Yeah, they carry TB as well, don't they? So I'm glad it didn't get close to me.
they? They are a bit of a nightmare, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, it were a very strange experience. Not something I've ever experienced before, but yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a badger in real life.
Oh, it were weird. Dog were losing her head. I thought she were gonna have it.
Yeah, it's
I thought if my dog gets hold of this badger now, what am I actually gonna do? What am I gonna do if she's got this badger in her mouth? Can't let her bring it home. Put it in bed with her like a teddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, hey, ups, I'm gonna have to give you a left-right good night, Mr. Badger. You know what I mean?
It'd have absolutely chinned you.
Yeah, he'd have nailed me 100%.
It'd have absolutely hammered you.
Then I'd have got TB, and that'd have been end of story.
So, my brother's got a dog. So our dog we got it as a puppy.
Yeah.
So like I say, I hate my cat.
Yeah.
I hate the dog more than anything in the world. Because all he does, right, literally, you'll go for a walk with him, and he'll be all happy, and you'll be throwing ball, in them big, long, weird catcher things, the big, long sticks that you can throw tennis balls for miles with.
Yeah.
So you're just there having a good time. But the moment he even senses the presence of another dog, he's gone.
He's out of there.
Try and guess what breed he is.
Jack Russell.
He's a Jack Russell. You knew straight away. Jack Russells are nightmares. Literally, he has to have like a Hannibal Lecter muzzle on if anyone comes round to house, because he just goes mental. He's a great guard dog, but Jesus, taking him for a walk,
pain in the ass.
It's not ideal, no. But it's weird as well, because he really likes women.
Oh yeah.
But then when my mate Barry went round to call for me one day, and I were upstairs, so I shouted down, just come in and sit downstairs.
Yeah.
He opened the door, walked in, and dog pulled his trousers off him. But that wasn't even it. It pulled the trousers off, and then did a shit on the floor while he was still trying to bite him, because he was scared and angry at the same time.
Did you see him pull trousers off, or were Barry trying to do something naughty with dog?
Well, we don't know, do we? He is from Driglington, let's be honest. They are a bit weird round that end. But yeah, I just came down to Barry with pants down.
Dog shitting on carpet.
Shit on floor. And Tyson growling at the table. Oh, we call him Tyson as well, because obviously he thinks he's hard.
Yeah.
That's his name.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, he's all right, to be fair. He's really good with kids as well, which I always find weird. Really good with kids, but a nightmare with anyone else.
Right, so I had a little think. We've just had this. Well, I can't say we've just had this pandemic because it's still ongoing, but you know what I mean.
Not according to Americans.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're for some reason they're massively against wearing masks. They think that they think that wearing masks is going to kill them and it's going to cause breathing difficulties. No, you're 28 stone, cheeseburger guts causing you trouble breathing. It's not to do with your masks. I don't know. They're just weird, aren't they?
Yeah, they're strange creatures. But
anyway, go on.
So I've been trying to think. Well, I had a thought. What is or who is coronavirus's biggest victim? And I have an answer, I think.
You're going to have to give me a second to think about this.
Yeah. I'll give
coronavirus's biggest victim.
Right, yeah. And I've got my answer. I'll tell you it.
No, don't tell me your answer yet. I'm going to have a think. It's got to be to do with something to do with touching or something.
Kind of, I guess. Yeah, kind of. You know.
I don't know.
Right, I'm going to tell you my answer.
I'd say virgins, in all honesty.
That's not what I was going for. Go on.
Right, okay.
Why virgins, though?
Well, it's not like you could go and try and neck on, could you? Because the people... Do you know what I mean? Like, you're already a bit nervous about talking to girls.
And now you could actually die.
And now you could actually... Yeah, do you know what I mean? And you're even more nervous. And also, you can't tell... So, when people are wearing masks, you can't tell if people are annoyed or happy with you, I find. Because all you can see is eyes.
Yeah.
So you can tell a great joke in your head and think, that was a great joke. And their face is literally snarling underneath the mask. Yeah, you never know.
Fortunately, we don't get to see anyone's faces when we do these podcasts.
Yeah, fair.
Right, so I feel a bit shit now because my answer's going to be wank.
What do you mean? No, I'll just say the answer.
My answer is the all-you-can-eat buffet. You can't go to the Chinese buffet now, can you?
That's racist, but okay.
I didn't mean it like that. You can't go there and grab all tongs and spoons and stuff, picking up all spring rolls that Boris, he's coughed all over. Do you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. There's going to be no buffets, and that really upsets me.
Let's be honest, Boris ain't going in there.
No, I didn't mean
It's like Shanice.
I didn't mean BJ. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I meant old Boris that goes out once a week.
As a kid, I used to love Chinese buffets because I was fat. But as an adult, I just can't.
Was.
I don't know. I can't grasp it. Stop saying was. I've grown into my body. Is that all right?
All right. Tell that to your head.
Because they always have like the same stuff, don't they?
Yeah, it's always the same. It's always dry.
Yeah. Because with Chinese places, like, so if I order like a Chinese takeaway,
Yeah.
I can't order like 2 sweet dishes. So I can't order sweet and sour chicken and crispy chili beef.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much. So I've always got to get like chicken curry and crispy chili beef.
I feel that.
One with rice, one with noodles. Done. Do you know what I mean? Easy. When you go to a buffet, I don't know.
It's a free-for-all, isn't it?
I think it's a bit overwhelming as well.
Yeah, because
then I start mixing stuff.
Yeah, it's just not great.
No.
I feel that.
But on Chinese takeaways, why do they put prawn crackers on menu?
Yeah, when you can just get them for free.
What's the point? Does anyone even order it? Because sometimes I do get anxiety when I order and I think, do you know what? I'm going to scoop a load of fried rice and chicken curry into the prawn cracker and that makes it. Do you know what I mean? I think, wow, what if they don't send them? They always do. Never let you down.
Right, yeah, so you've never let the anxiety win.
Nah, I've always thought we'll risk it, and if they don't send them, I'll just go and get some. Do you know what I mean?
Just complain, mate. Didn't get your free prawn crackers.
Didn't get my free prawn crackers.
So back to coronavirus.
Yeah, go on.
So during lockdown, there was a man who used to park at the top of the hill that's overlooking my street.
Yeah.
And he'd pull into a lay-by and he'd play the trumpet all day for hours.
What, during lockdown?
Yeah. And he'd play it because you could hear it. You could hear it for miles. This
I thought you meant he was like sat at the top of the road with the windows up, just side his car, playing really sad trumpet noises.
That's pretty much what he was doing.
What? So he wasn't even outside the car; he just sat in the car, windows up.
It was like a van, so it had a slidey door on the side.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he'd sit back in this big orange van. What's that about? Big orange van. Played trumpet down into Valley.
God.
Every day.
It's like Leeds has town criers. What's the point?
Why do they have town criers?
Have you never seen them in Leeds?
No.
So if you go to Leeds, they've got town criers and they walk around with a bell. And all they do is basically just Google Maps. You just go up and you say, oh, where's this place? And they go, oh, it's just down the road. But they're dressed like proper, like fable town criers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the hat and stuff. Very strange.
Not moved with the times.
No, but I think Morley have just hired one.
What for?
I don't know. It's Morley, innit?
Yeah, it's very strange. That's what's happened to me.
I can't say anything else has really happened to me. Oh, I'll tell you what has happened, actually, and I'm going to include it. I don't care what you say. In fact, we can both celebrate.
Go on.
Because
oh, no.
Leeds are going up. And obviously you being a Liverpool fan.
And obviously Liverpool have done the old trophy lift.
Anyway, let's move on. So I've been thinking.
Oh.
So obviously we want to get some stuff going for the podcast. That's if like more than 10 people view this one.
Yeah.
So I thought of a name for his fan base.
Go on.
So it fits in with sort of the theme from episode 1. And it also fits in with the fact that for some reason, this episode, I've been fat shaming other people, and I am fat.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
I feel like I've been trying to like justify my weight by saying that it's disgusting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think we should call them the Chubbers.
So nothing to do with gin.
Nothing to do with gin, though. The Chubbers. So if you're a listener of the podcast, you're a chubber.
I think.
How do you feel about that?
I think you're putting people off listening to the Gin Club.
Yeah, but only if they're fat like me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, right.
But anyway, that was just one. If you want to scrap it, then we'll scrap it. It's fine.
Well,
I'm okay with it.
Right, we'll go back to the drawing board with that. We'll keep it on the table, but
Cool.
yeah,
Um,
we've not confirmed that one.
and also, I also want to like take out a bit of my fat angst on other people by calling them chubbers as well. I think that's where it's coming from.
yeah.
Because then I could call skinny people fat and feel really good about it. Do you know what I mean?
You're a chubber.
Do you know what I mean? And they're like, I got them back now. Fucking Adonis bodies. Do you know what I mean?
Twats.
Sat over there with a 6-pack and the abs or whatever. Yeah.
Pecs.
I think I said 6-pack and abs, and they're literally the same thing.
Yeah. Let's not.
That is how much my knowledge of the body works.
Right. Have you got any pointless news for us, Callum?
I do actually. I wonder if we're going to have the same ones. So
I don't think we are.
So I've got one that we can sort of lead up onto like a mini sort of discussion. So in Australia, teenagers are dressing up as mask-wearing grandmas to try to score alcohol.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
So teenagers disguising themselves as elderly grandmas in coronavirus face masks as a way to buy alcohol without showing ID.
I don't get it because, like, obviously a mask only covers what? Your nose and your mouth and your cheeks.
Yeah.
Right? You can kind of tell someone's not old just by looking at their eyes and the forehead.
I mean, I've got a picture here, and they've got this picture that's on this. They've got a Zimmer frame.
All right, yeah, so they're going full on.
And that's about it.
Oh,
They don't look elderly at all. They've literally just got a Zimmer frame.
Have they not got like an headscarf on or out like that?
No, I'm going to save the picture and it'll be posted to the group
yeah, fair.
because it's ridiculous.
And I bet they've got away with it as well.
But what did you do anything as a kid to try and sort of get alcohol?
I did the old classic stuff, you know, like waiting outside shop, asking someone, "Oh, do you want to go get us some beers or whatever?" But apart from that, nothing too creative. What about you?
I think I just stole it out of the cupboard. Off Mum, I think.
Yeah, apart from that, yeah, of course.
So we used to do. Well, I think I was 13 when I first got absolutely hammered. I think probably most people are about 13, right? You were about 13, eh?
Probably, yeah. 13, 14, it's the done deal.
Yeah. And I found a bottle of peach snaps. And I can honestly hand on heart say I've never drunk it again. Everyone has that one drink that they can't stand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mine is peach snaps because I've never thrown up something that tastes so good in my life. Do you know what I mean? I've thrown up and I think it tastes nice, but I feel really poorly.
Yeah.
But my mum were like, "Well, that's what you get." Do you know what I mean?
That's what you get, you thief.
Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have been drinking it. You know about it, and you've gone and done a bad.
You've done a bad.
And I think that's the best way to go. I think I'm probably going to be the same with my daughter. I think because I think if you say to people, "Oh, don't do it,"
They're
just going to do
they're
it.
just going to do it, aren't they? It spurs them on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and my second one was we've tried to sort of stay away from the like bad language stuff.
Have we?
But I don't like saying this word. Well, kinda, yeah, I suppose, probably. But I don't like saying this word. But I'm just going to say it. So in Vegas, a man. I'll read the headline. Meanwhile, in Vegas, man steals 3-foot, 40-pound dildo from adult store.
You've stolen one of mine.
I have some questions about it. I have some very serious questions. No, I don't like the word dildo. It's one of the words that I don't like saying. I don't know why. It just doesn't sound. You know, like people don't like moist. That word.
Yeah.
I don't like the word dildo. I don't know whether it like scares me, or do you know what I mean? Or I feel a bit intimidated by the word. I don't know. Just something about it. I just don't like how it sits.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I mean, not in me. I don't mean sits in me. I mean like as a word.
Right. No one was questioning that.
But yeah, I just thought I'd make that clear. 1, 3 foot.
Why do you need a 3-foot dildo?
Why do you need it 3 foot? Do you know what I mean?
Right. If anyone wants to get back to us and you fancy or you've used a 3-foot dildo, then pull us up on it, but
I just don't think it's necessary.
it's definitely not necessary.
I mean, Jess makes do with what I've got. He's definitely not 3 foot. Do you know what I mean?
Or 3 inch.
All right, leave it out. I don't know. I can't see it from my gut. Could be any size. Who knows?
I've seen it, mate.
Sorry, Mum. And two, what's he gaining from stealing it?
Funny.
Because if he's going to use it, he's a brave man. I think I'll just let him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my third one were, how do you expect not to get caught? It's not like stealing DVDs. Do you know what I mean? When you can sort of like put them in your bag, or even if you say you steal a car, for example, a car looks like another car. Do you know what I mean?
Car's a car, isn't it?
Yeah. So you steal a Golf, driving down the street, it's probably 20 Golfs around you. You can sort of blend in. You cannot blend in with a 3 foot, 40-pound rubber dildo hoisted onto your shoulder. Why is no one questioning this man? Why is no one thinking, what's he doing?
Was he caught?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think so. I'll have a little look.
Go on, tell us.
No, not caught yet.
So he's not being caught carrying.
We'll break the news in 2 weeks if we still have a podcast. But we'll break the news in 2 weeks as to whether he's been caught or not. But yeah, just like what's his? I don't get what he's trying to gain from it. I just don't get it. Like, what are you going to do? Mount it on your wall at home? What garden ornament? You can't. There's nothing you can do with that. And if someone comes down to your house, like if so like you steal like a sign from a road.
Yeah, or a
and you're like
salt shaker from a pub.
Yeah, or glasses or whatever. You go, oh yeah, I nicked it from there. Someone comes into your house and you've got a dildo in the corner. They go, what's wrong with you? Why have you got that in your house? You wouldn't leave it on show. So what's he going to do with it?
I can't wait to post a picture of a 3 foot dildo on his page.
Yeah, that's gonna dive the views, isn't it? But yeah, that's. Well, I have got one more. If you're going to be short on stories now,
I've got a couple. I've still got a couple. Right, so this isn't me. Right, before I say this one, I actually completely sympathise with the individual. Right, this isn't me taking the piss out of that. I actually want to talk about how shit it probably was.
Okay, so I have to stifle laughter now.
Right,
thanks.
Yeah. Right. So I saw an article about a man that had been folded in half for 28 years.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Right.
Jeez.
So he has, for 28 years, he has been keeled over with his head pretty much between his thighs.
Tell you what, at least you didn't have to look at faces of Huddersfield women.
My God.
Do you know what I mean? He's had a good time.
And, fortunately, he's had life-changing surgery and he's now walking upright, which is great.
Yeah.
But for 28 years, this geezer's been folded in half due to arthritis in his back.
You could put him in boot of a car, couldn't you?
Oh, my God.
So if you're going somewhere and you had like 5 of your mates.
Yeah. He'd be the one that goes in the boot of the car.
Tell you what, get David Carr. Put him in when you go on holiday. Put him in
suitcase.
Hold above. Do you know what I mean? Hold above your head. Put Dave in there. He'll be all right. But what I want to know is, so arthritis develops on it like when you do certain things.
Yeah.
So what were he doing as a kid, and why wasn't his mum telling him stand up?
Like repetitive action, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? What were he trying to do, like yoga or something?
That's some weird yoga.
And he just got stuck like that, or did he sleep like that? Or
what?
There's got to be something more to that. I can't imagine that he came out. Well, maybe he did.
I can't imagine that he slept with his head between his own thighs.
Yeah.
What can you possibly be doing?
Well.
No.
Well.
No.
Well, if you think about what he might have been trying to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He might have been trying to do something dodgy here.
Right, yeah.
And we've overlooked a bit of a story.
Yeah, definitely. But
I'm not going to partake in what I'm insinuating here, because it is horrible, the fact that this guy's lived like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said at the beginning, we're not taking the piss out of him. We're talking about how shit his lifestyle has probably been.
He could go on roller coasters now.
Yeah, because he's tall enough.
Do you know what makes it tall enough? I'm horrible. Brilliant. Yeah, he's tall enough now, isn't he? Loads of stuff.
How did he get dressed?
Yes, yeah.
Right, we'll move on from that.
Just put a bed sheet over him. It's like a tent.
Ghost. A little ghost.
The easiest Halloween costume ever.
Stop. That's awful. That's awful. Right.
No, it's not awful. It's not. Shall I tell you what? It's not awful because he's been fixed. He's been changed.
Yeah.
Well, not fixed because I think that's probably a bad thing to say. But he's now,
upright.
He's now vertical rather than a letter V. He's now a strong L.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, you said don't be. You know what I mean? Don't start you like it's awful. And as soon as you say it's awful, you've baited me. You've absolutely baited me there.
Right.
Baited me into saying things.
Right. Okay. We'll move on. I've got another headline.
So don't set me up for the next one because otherwise you'll bait me again.
This is a very, very straightforward headline, and you know what? It's probably not that entertaining, but I thought, what? How is this a headline? Okay, so it's a sports headline.
Yeah.
And it's a question.
Tell you what, we can add hashtag sport
sport
onto the old Twitter, onto your Twitter feed now because we've talked about sport a couple of times. Good that.
Like that. Right, you ready? So it's a question. Yeah. The question is, what do bowls players make of curling, and do they envy its popularity?
Oh my god! Like a proper war between them, like Bloods and Crips. So which is so bowling's the one where you just go on a green, don't you?
Yeah.
Or you mean bowls as in like English bowls rather than like ten-pin bowling?
Yeah. Bowls. So on the green where you've got the jack and you've got to roll it towards it and get it as close as you can.
Which I'll be honest, I've always really wanted to play. Don't know why.
Seems all right.
Just seems like an easy sport, doesn't it?
Seems
not an easy sport, but
seems chill, doesn't it?
And I feel like I just bowl at 100 mile an hour just to knock everyone's out of the way.
I think that's
Do you know what I mean?
That's one
just
of the tactics, I think.
Yeah, just to be horrible.
Yeah.
I'd never play to actually get close to the jack. I'd play to just knock everyone else out of the way.
So you definitely lose all the time then.
Yeah, but it's about the game, innit? It's not about winning or losing. It's about how you play the game.
Right, yeah.
And then curling's one. What's that?
On the ice, and they've got a
where they do mad rushing.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'll tell you what though, that is more exciting.
It is more exciting. You don't get bowls like in the Olympics. Could you imagine?
Dorothy stepping up
with the balls, it just wouldn't happen, would it?
They always wear them tennis visors, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Them like half hats, sunglasses.
Bowls is just a shit curling. It's just
what's curling? Oh, curling's what we're on about, innit?
Yeah,
I keep losing track on what things are.
Yeah,
curling's the one with the sweeping. It's a team sport though. I think that's why.
Yeah.
So curling's a team sport, innit? 'Cause you've got to have someone really good at sweeping.
And it's on ice. Instantly, it's more interesting.
It's better, yeah. Although I've never seen them fall over either.
No, and they don't. It's not like they're wearing ice skates or all like that. They're in shoes.
Yeah, but you'd think at least one time you'd see someone deck it. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, but you only ever see it in Olympics, and they've got to Olympics for a reason. But yeah, those are my headlines.
Fair. I'm gonna end a headline because obviously I feel like the theme of this podcast is like weight, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Because I am feeling fat after lockdown, and I am sort of trying to diet. Even though we did, and this is going to be a shout out to Marston's Chicken.
Marston's Chicken.
Oh my god! If you live in the area of Huddersfield and you've never eaten at Marston's Chicken, stop eating, and go there. If you think you're gonna have toast for breakfast, don't go to Marston's. Because honestly, my word. I mean, I had nothing else for the rest of the day.
I didn't.
And I don't know whether it was because I couldn't beat what I'd eaten, or the fact that I ate 6 legs and 9 wings. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that might have played a bit of a part, but unreal.
The gravy.
It's just unreal. So yeah, there you go. Sponsor me, please. No, don't actually. I'm fat. Don't sponsor me. Stop.
You can sponsor me. Sponsor me.
Don't sponsor him. Don't. I want to be sponsored by Tesco lettuce or something. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to say cucumbers.
No. We'll talk about cucumbers next podcast because I have an irrational fear of cucumbers. Like an unreal, unhealthy fear of cucumbers. My other story, to tie in with sort of the problem that many of us are facing after lockdown, is the headline, it's like bombs loading on. Venice restricts numbers allowed on gondolas, complaining that tourists have gotten fatter. And I think that's a good move. Because I always get nervous, like when you're on a plane and you sort of have a little look down plane and you look on your side, you look on their side, and you think,
this isn't balanced.
there's a lot of big people on that side. And I know they've put me on this side to counterbalance them. I know that. I understand that. But they've also put a lot of children on this side. And you do get a bit worried.
I don't think that's quite how it works.
Like, me and Jess went, so went on like, the boating lakes.
Yeah.
And they have them like...
Pedalos.
Yeah. So I just want to choose like the normal one, like the little normal boats. She chose the Swan, obviously.
Classic.
Just to make it even more awkward for me. So I said to the guy, yeah, we'll have a Swan. Cheers. Anyway, she gets in one side and goes to the other side. And he goes, oh, jump in, mate. So bear in mind, anything that people say literally to me usually goes literal.
So you jumped in?
I jumped in, yeah. And I've never seen such a look of fright in Jess's face in all my life. I nearly catapulted her out.
Why did you jump in?
Because that's what he said, so I thought, oh, is that the technique? Do you know what I mean? I thought there's already a person in it, so if I sort of tiptoe in, am I just going to fall in water and look like an idiot? So fuck it, we'll jump.
Right, brilliant.
Yeah, and that's what I did. So I kind of agree with him, sort of going, actually, you know what I mean? You can't have free you on here because it's just gonna be a nightmare. Poor guy up front at boat trying to row. Can you imagine? It'd be like that scene on Shallow Hal, when a boat's like tipped right up. You'd have to get twice as long oars, to sort of get your thing going.
Get some momentum.
Yeah, you'd just be... And then when you do get momentum, how are you going to stop? Do you know what I mean? You got all that momentum and weight.
Cannoning through the lake.
It's like when you see, like, videos of people running on beach and they just can't stop. And then they just fall, do you know what I mean? And face plant.
And legs are up in air.
Yeah, that I feel like that had happened to the gondolas. They just go straight into a wall. and then it wouldn't be the people that would die, would it? It'd be the guy at the back. Because you just get crushed to death on the wall. So yeah, that was my final one.
Right. Turbo Virgin time.
Are we ready for it? I'm
ready for it. I've been looking forward to it.
Do you know what? I did have a little flick through, just to have a little spice down.
Yeah.
And I got like a month and a half down.
Yeah.
I had to close it down. It were bad.
Well, that's good to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of content there. I mean, we could just scrap the rest of the podcast and just do Turbo Virgin time, in all honesty, because it is horrific, right? So I'll read you the first one.
Go on.
Everything fucks up after losing the internet. Where's my methylated spirits at? What does that mean?
What do you...
Am I trying to insinuate that I was drinking methylated spirits because I had no internet?
That's
no likes, no comments.
That's my favourite part.
But you know what? I've written that using the internet.
Yeah, so
I didn't lose the internet. And then I'm trying to pretend that drinking methylated spirits is like cool or something. I don't understand it.
And that was your solution.
Yeah. So next one. I once, so WANTS. So like almost Gollum-esque.
Yeah.
I once myself a nice gypsy girl after watching My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Oh my God.
Why?
I think you're like the only person that thought that after watching it.
Yeah.
I love the once.
So there is one comment on that.
Go on.
Ignore him. He's just had a pint of orange juice.
That's so accurate. Back to the orange juice. We've done a full circle.
I wonder if I posted that up thinking, I hope I get a gypsy girlfriend now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sort of trying to target audience. And then we've got the last one. Definitely going to use Sims language at work tomorrow.
I can't get over 19-year-old you.
What did I expect to that? There is one like there.
But
I don't know who it is.
why would you? Why is that a good idea?
Why? Can you imagine me turning up at work and they're going, "Oh, yeah, can you do this, man?" I go, "Whoa-boo-doo-boo-doo-ba." Like, what? What are you doing?
Everyone would look at you like, what the fuck? What's Callum doing today?
Do you know what I mean? I'm already reading all my other status and thinking he's a bit nuts. This kid. There's something wrong with him. And then I walk up and
It's awful.
panicking with arms in air,
Absolutely.
fire emoji above my head, whoa, running round.
Because no one's clicked on something for you to do.
And then you click it and 7 more come up. What an annoying game. So yeah, that were in 2 days. So I drunk methylated spirits. I decided that I wanted a gypsy girlfriend, and I'd use Sims language at work.
Right, so did you actually use Sims language at work?
It's 10 years ago. I probably did. I probably did at some point. I probably went up to someone who did it, and they just looked at me and probably a bit of a pity laugh,
And then shook their head and walked off.
and then blocked me on Facebook.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
it's actually sickening.
Honestly, scrolling through it today, there's ones that are even that are worse.
Your
Way
mum,
worse.
your mum is right, mate. You were an absolute loser.
I was a 100% loser.
Such a loser.
Just
I'm glad I didn't know you then.
just so embarrassing. But the thing is, I like scrolling through as well. So there's like posts that are saying like, so every now and again, obviously I won't say it in the Turbo Virgin time because they're not really funny. But it's like anyone going to the pub, no comments, no likes. Next day, anyone going to the pub, I need something to do, no comments, no likes. Next day, I need to do something, I need to get out of the house. Anyone going to the pub, no comments, no likes. It just gets more and more. So then, actually, on this day as well, it said so there were those posts, and then it said, "Need something to do to end this demise." So demise with 7 E's at the end. So I've been posting for days and days and days, going, "Someone come to the pub, someone come to the pub, someone come to the pub," and then I just gone, "I'm desperate. Someone please just interact with me."
Did you get a response on that one?
No likes, no comments, none.
Smells like desperation.
And I'll post it up on the group so you can see. No likes, no comments.
Oh, this is my
Absolutely tragic.
this is my favourite time. Taking the piss out of you 90 how many years ago were it? 11.
It were only 10 years ago.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't know you then.
I shut the account down like the day after I met Jess, I think.
I'm not surprised.
I think I probably looked at it and thought, I think it's time for a clean slate.
Yeah, let's start again. Let's start
Yeah.
again.
Let's not bring any of those up because yeah, it's bad.
For obvious reasons.
It's real bad. And the thing is, she's looked through it as well, and she's been like, so she kind of shakes her head. And I asked her today, I was like, "Do you think that I'm as losery as I was then?" And the worst part of it, there was a 2-second delay.
It should have just been, do you think I'm as loser as I was then? No.
Exactly. I'd be like, no, you're cool now. And I'd be like, yeah, sound. Do you know what I mean? Even Freya stayed silent. Didn't even. Usually Freya will back me up. You know what I mean? She'll sort of chip in and be like, yeah, you're cool, you dad. Do you know what I mean? You buy me LOL toys and you know what I mean? Took me fishing once and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
No one back me up. Just give me the look of like sort of like pity, but also of like, yeah, you're still a bit of a loser.
Yeah, you're a knobhead.
Yeah.
I think you're less of a loser now, but you are still pretty cringy.
Yeah, I feel like in 10 years' time, I'm probably going to look back on this podcast and go, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Do you know what I mean? So I'm hoping to get it all out now. And then by the time when it comes to the, like, if you're a bit of a loser at 20, you just think, well, you're a virgin, it's fine. Don't worry about him. Do you know what I mean? He'll sort himself out one day. He'll be all right. When you get to 30, I've got kids, you sort of think, well, he's trying to be like a cool dad. You know what I mean? He's been a bit cringy, but you know, at least he's got a bit of humour for kids and that. But then when my kids have grown up, do you know what I mean? And they're bringing like boyfriends round.
And they're going to be like, oh, you're that bloke that does Gin Club, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'm stood there flossing or something. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, what's your dad doing?
Why is he flossing?
Why has he got no top on? Why is he 27 stone? Do you know what I mean? He's got a mullet. I'll have a mullet in 10 years, guaranteed. But with no hair on top.
Oh,
If I keep going as I'm going,
I think you should try and grow it now. Let's get it going.
it's not happening. I'll post a picture of. Do you know what? I'll grow it a little bit, and I'll post a picture on group of the top bit of my hair 'cause it's gone. It's gone.
So you're not going to grow it then, are you?
No.
All right. Stop lying.
See, I was a liar 10 years ago. I'm a liar 10 years after. Oh, I'll tell you what. Before we wrap up,
Go on.
obviously we want to treat. You know, we've had a fair amount of good responses to the podcast.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I am going to shout out Jay, Beth, and Jen. They've all watched it in their household while they were getting ready to go out,
Bottle of wine, not go.
and for their entertainment, they were listening to us. I think that's brave.
That's desperate.
Yeah, so I will shout them out because you know they've been very supportive. But for everyone else, we're going to start setting a couple of goals, I suppose I'd say.
Yeah. Targets, like it.
Yeah, because food is cheap and I eat a lot of it, so we are going to try and grow the channel. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe you should start growing food.
yeah, that is the point. It's growing salad. Can't grow cheeseburgers. What you on about? So if we can get 500 views on a video, which isn't me and Mitch repeat watching,
Well.
so we can't cheat as on game.
Yeah.
And 50 subscribers on YouTube, we will get a toilet roll printed with our beautiful new logo that has been made for us.
Which you will currently have in front of you on the video.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Don't know why I said that. See, that's cringy. I said indeed.
I'm expecting that to be on the Turbo Virgin time.
Yes, indeed. Jesus Christ. Then the subscribers that subscribed on YouTube.
That includes the current subscribers, the 21
Yeah,
that we've got.
yeah, includes we don't forget about you. We don't forget about the grassroots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unlike FIFA. Another football. There we go. Hashtag football.
Hashtag sport.
We'll so anyone who's a subscriber will get entered into the draw. We'll random pick it, and you'll get sent toilet roll with our logo on.
And it's 2-ply.
And it's classic 2-ply. You're not getting no 4-ply. Don't need it. Double it over. You'll be all right. Wet it. I always try and do that sometimes. You know, wet it as well. Do you know what I mean? Run it a bit on the tap.
Oh, I tell you what.
Never helps.
We've done well to not properly speak about pooing, but a baby wipe. Oh,
that's the dream, innit? It is lovely. I have got a baby at the minute as well.
I'm scared of a B-day, though.
Yeah, never really understood him.
No. Right, so back to it. So if we get 500 views, you know, let's say on this video, on this podcast, and 50 subscribers, we will raffle off a Gin Club toilet roll.
Yep.
Based on to the subscribers that we have. So get subscribed, get it watched, get it shared.
And if we so we'll set a bit ambitious as well. So if we manage somehow to get 1K views, which it's not going to happen, 100 subscribers, we will buy Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle and do a live stream review of it. And again, anyone subscribed, we'll raffle it off, and you can have our used vagina candle.
So that is a vagina candle that has been used, not a used vagina candle.
Yeah, well, I assume Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina has been used. But I don't know because it is Chris Martin, so
Right.
you never know, do you?
So yeah, there you go.
Toilet roll and a vagina candle, yours. Do you know what I mean?
Done.
Can't go wrong. What other podcast does that for you?
None. There isn't any out there.
So yeah, get it liked, get it shared.
Beautiful. And I can't wait to not have that shared at all because people stop listening 9 minutes in.
Right, yeah. So if you made it this far, you're an idiot. 1,800 minutes we've had people listening to us talk about rubbish. Brilliant.
The majority of it was poo last time.
It was. That'll probably be more successful than this one.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's wrap it up. Talk to me about your gin. How's it gone?
I've got to say, the apple juice mixed with the ginger and rhubarb, it's going all right, you know.
Yeah, so the apple juice, the ginger, and the rhubarb is the good thing. Yeah.
I
I like
suppose it is Capella though. Apple juice. I probably like the apple juice more than the gin.
Yeah, like my Indian tonic water had been sat in the fridge for like 6 weeks, so pretty flat.
Yeah.
And it was co-op as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, gin were alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Cheers for
Peace.
that. Speak to you in
Cheers,
a bit.
mate.
See you there.